our office hours. We might have more participants, hopefully. So as you can see, I shared my screen, and in today's video, we will be talking about stunning wine cellars and how to actually design them. And what I was thinking, let me go through the agenda. So like we will plan the perfect layout for a wine cellar. Um, so yeah, I will show you a few ideas, and like when it comes to the layout, it's all about the space. I would like to show you how to design today more of a cozy, moody wine cellar that you can actually, sit in and enjoy a glass of wine. So yeah, so we will cover that when it comes to layout. And also, as I said, like, like a nice moody, to create like a nice moody atmosphere there. And I will use products from our catalog. I don't think if I will need to design anything when it comes to shelving, because we have really good selection of that. But I will design a feature for the cellar, and I will actually show you an inspiration, and then I will try to kind of recreate it in Foyr and show you that it is doable. Yeah, so then we will style our cellar with textures, material lighting, to, of course, elevate the ambience. So first, I will start with some inspirations, and I can take you through them and like, talk a bit about them. And then I will jump straight into the project, and I will be just like, designing it from scratch. I will just show you what I want to create, and then I will show you how to create it, because I already created a piece just to show you what approximately it will look like, and then I will show you from scratch how to create it, and we will add some shelves, and I will also take you through a catalog which you can find there regarding wine cellars. If you ever have any questions, you know that you can ask, and I will be checking the chat, um, yeah, on a regular basis, just to see if there are any questions. So let me jump into some inspirations, and then we will go to the project itself. Okay, so we have few inspirations here, and this is actually this is the one that I will try to recreate with these curved style ceiling, and the light that comes from behind of it. I really like the feel of the space. It's like, it's a wine cellar that I would love to have, for example. It's a lovely space. We contemporary outcomes, for example, here. This one is quite similar as well, also with like a curved ceiling and beautiful arched wine cabinets put there. And I think we actually also have arched wine cabinet. So if you would like to recreate something like this, you should be able to do it as well. As you can see, nearly all of them, they have like a stony texture. So like they're actually like, in some in a cellar, in a castle. And I really like this feel, because like, for me, a wine cellar, I think it will always, like, whatever I will think of first will always be, like a big castle, or like a big old style mansion, and then you're going down and you have like, this beautiful wine cellar. You can also actually create wine cellars, and that's actually quite popular under the stairs. I've seen them a few times, and like, so if you don't have a space, like, that you can actually like a separate room where you can do like a wine room, then you can even fit it for to like under the stairs, or like this here you can like if you have like a nice um maybe room in the house when it's like when that it's not your former living room, then you can do something like that to have like like wall just like for wines. Yeah, so you can accommodate something like that within the house itself. But today we're thinking wine cellar, and we will go for like a smaller space, just to have time to arrange everything, and and choose the furniture that we want, and have time to answer your questions. Yeah, so we have a bit more inspirations here. As you can see, most of them, they have wines totally on display. Some of them, they are behind like glass doors, but most of them, they're just on display. Just for if we would like to create something like that, or like we have a client that, or like, okay, I need a wine cellar in my house, and they actually want to do like a proper wine cellar, then you also need to consider temperature. um yeah, so like that's something that needs to be revised. So yes, if you have like a big rooms, like when we talked yesterday about cellars, when we were creating like a family rooms, you can like do one corner for like to store wine and displaying wine or other spirits as well. But as I mentioned, today we will be just focusing on um just like a wine cellar separate room. Yeah, so as you can see, here's the example here. This one is not too nice though. I've seen really like a nicer ones that you have like glass doors under your stairs, and you actually come you can come in, and you have like wine bottles arranged nicely. And especially when you have like an open spaces where you have stairs, for example, when you can see it from your kitchen area, then it is a nice idea to do something like that for on their stairs, if you don't need any storage over there and you don't need like an empty space. Also, something like that works as well. This will be, I presume, in more like a bigger space, where like we have one, two walls of wine display, so we can do something like that. As you probably noticed on all of the photos, the lighting is very, very moody, very ambient. So in wine cellars, we don't go for a very like a strong white light that we would do in a normal like everyday space. So I think the atmosphere of the space is very important, just to get that feeling like of the coziness and the um and like a proper mood. So now I will jump into the project, and I will show you. So this is the, I'll just double check if I'm sharing the screen. Yeah. So this is what I created first. And in the inspirations that I showed you, the ceiling goes all the way, and we can do that as well. But I thought that I will just do an arched ceiling above like a bar area. So we will create like like a shelves here, and we will add lights in the back, and then we will do floor to ceiling storage for wine bottles. So first I will show you on the render how it turned out. So as you can see, I have a light here. It actually looks really nice with the light coming from like behind. Okay, you should be able to see it now. So yeah, so the light reflects nicely on the wall, also like a bit on the ceiling. So yeah, and then we will add more lights for maybe under the shelves or like behind our bar. So it will be like a nice ambience there. And we will also add a normal light, like a ceiling light, but like, in a nice style. Yes, Sheila, what light are you using? So I will show you everything from scratch, how I created it, what texture did I put on, and how did I apply light. So just let me go back to the project. Okay, we're here. Hopefully you can see this one now. Okay. So, first, let me take you through the catalog. So, if we go to catalog and you will put in wine shelf or wine rack, then you'll be actually amazed how many products is there. And we have products that will be suitable for more like like a rustic, even industrial style cellar, but also for quite modern contemporary style as well. So we have, for example, this wine rack that is open that will be more like contemporary style that you could fit in within a room even. Then we have some wooden cabinets, and this one can go like more like a traditional or rustic or even industrial style. So as you can see, there's loads of them. Then we have something like this one. I actually really like this one, but this one is for more again contemporary style. You could even fit something like that within your kitchen area if you're really like a big fan of wine and you're a wine drinker. Then it would be a nice idea to consider something like that. Or like if your clients are then like to maybe mention that something like that can be fitted within the space. Then we have something like this one, so like more traditional style. Yeah, so if you will scroll down, there's plenty. Then we have like a bar canopy. So like, if you have a bigger space and you want to do like a kitchen island, sorry, like a bar in a form of an island, and then like, add a bar canopy, there's an option to do that as well. We also have some ready to go wine bars. And I really like this one as well for more contemporary look also. And as you might notice that like they not only for use in a proper wine room, wine cellar, as I've mentioned, because you can use them in literally in even like in a living space, especially like in America. We sometimes when you create a space for your customers, they always want like like a bar corner or something like that, so you could actually use these products to create something like that. I also like this one that comes from the ceiling. It gives more like an industrial vibes. Then we also have like an open barrel where you can like add some wine bottles and even like put a wine bottle and a wine glass on top. Yeah, like for example in this one here that like looks quite nice and gives to that wine cellar mood. So as you can see, there's plenty to choose from. Then if you will just put wine, then we have wine bottles that you can use and put them one next to each other and like actually fill the shelves. So that's a possibility to do as well. Also we have wine glasses. So as I've mentioned before, like it's nice to research first and maybe shortlist items that you might want to use in your projects, and then it will be way easier for you to start creating the spaces. And the more you look for, then sometimes I feel like the more ideas come to mind. Yeah, so for example we have even something like this one here with the bar and the bottles, and we can like add some other units that we've seen there that are actually looking quite matchy, like for example this one, and create like a full wall of wine storage. Okay, so now if you don't have any questions for now, we will start with this that I created for this space. So let me go to 2D and I will create the same room. And the reason that I've created such a big room, like it doesn't have to be, well, maybe not big, but long. And because 4 meters in width is not like, it's not big room, but that will allow me to, to create a nicer render as well. So I can like, really go inside of the room. But instead of doing that later, I just like, created a bit longer walls. So let me create the same room and we will go and I will create from scratch the arched ceiling. So we go to 3D. So this is the item that we will be creating. And now I will click on reset and we will go into this one. And also then I will show you which textures I used because they really look nice on the render and I think they're perfect for the wine cellar that I want to create. Okay, so we are here. First, escape and create new product. Create yourself rectangle tool. First, we'll trace over a full wall, of course, and now we will give it a bit of depth. We can resize it later, so like, you don't have to give it much of a depth, but we need some depth. So now we will go with the line offset and we will leave a bit of space like, so we can actually fit our wine shelves on this wall and we will have like a pillars for our arched ceiling. So offset and line offset, and we can go with, I'd say 0.4 should be okay. Now escape and from this side, so we don't need more. And now we will go with the arc tool and we will just start whatever we want to start our arch. Let's say that it will be somewhere here. Okay, and now push and pull and we will remove this part fully. Now we can go with the trim tool and we can trim these lines here. So whatever will be applying texture, they like, they won't be in our way and we will have like a nice smooth texture here. Now for the space for the lights. So what we will do, because like, it's against the wall, then if I will turn around, I will put it out of my wall and go to modify. Now we go to the back of that product and we will go with the regular offset and we will simply offset it. It doesn't have to be a huge offset, just to apply our lights. Now, before we will
Madra,
use
can
the,
you go over that again? You went out a little bit right before you detached it from the
yeah,
wall.
yeah, no worries. So just let me go back. So I just put it just a bit away from the wall. So we had it like that. So just detach it from the wall and go to modify and now go on the back of that product that you created. Now we will go with the regular offset and we will offset it. It doesn't have to be big, as I mentioned, just like, so we have a space to put the lights in. Now, before we will use push and pull, we will go with the pen tool and we will connect these parts here. And you will see in a second why. So you can just drag them so you have like a nice straight line. Now go with the trim tool, trim away these lines and trim away these lines. So we actually have only offset on this part here, not on our full product, because we don't need the light on the top because that's that will be connected with our ceiling and with the side walls. So like, so we don't need any light there. And now what we will do, push and pull, and we will push this part a bit inside. Not too much again, just to have the space to add the lights. Now we click on done. And first I will go with the lights, and then we can, go with the other texture. I will also delete my baseboards because we don't need them in our basement. So what I did, I went to texture and I typed in neutral light material. And I've used like a warm, maybe I will put like a warm, maybe I put warm then instead of neutral. Yes, so we have medium warm, high warm, and I think I put the low warm light material. So now we will put it into this side here, and we can also put it on the inside part. So we can actually use the copy texture and material. So I'll copy that. And now I will apply it here. Now you will have to apply it to each of these elements here. And that might take a few, maybe a minute or something like that. But it will be worth it because the ambience will be totally different. So we will apply it on this spot here as well. And that will be our light, like the ambient light that we will have behind our bar. We're nearly there. Okay, I have the last one. Now we can attach it to a wall again. So just bring it where it was. We can also resize it if you want it to be, a bit sticking a bit more or a bit less, then you're free to do so. And now I will show you which textures I've used. So I think I've added them to my shortlist. Yes, so for my walls, I've used this brick round. So you will go to texture and you will literally go to stone and you can find it under stone texture. There's loads of them there, loads of bricky ones. Then we have like a stone wall panel, something like this one here. So you can have a look. You can either even put like a brick and it will show you more like stone, like real stone or real brick style textures. So let me go with this one. I'll just drop it here. Now I will go to texture size and I will resize it. And now I will use the copy texture material and I will put it everywhere else. And also here. And here we can actually do it a bit bigger because that's, that's a different surface. And it will just look different. But then on the render, it looks as it should be. Now on the floor, what I did, I put the like that texture called shower walls, but it actually looks really nice. It looks like, stony, and and quite old. So I've used this one on my floor. Okay, now we will start with our bar, and then we will arrange, some shelves for our wine. So let me go to shortlist. I've shortlisted some items. just to, just to be a bit faster than like, not to look for them now. So for the bar, we can either use something like this one, for example, and like, resize it nicely and then put bottles. If it all depends if you would like to have an open one or a closed one. I think I will just go with the open one to put all the bottles on display. So I think I just like this one just a bit more. And I might do, yeah, I might do just a 1 unit. And we can then put as many wine bottles as we want. Do you know, like you can play with it, you can add like a different shelves, but we can have some like, wine bottles, we can have some like wine glasses here. So like, it doesn't have to be just all wine bottles because we will have loads of storage for wine on both of our walls. Now we can go with, I think I like the one that is the metal one. Yes, this one. I think I will put this one here. And bring it down just a bit, like in the middle. And now just bring it down a bit. And I think we could even put lights under or over it. So we have like, just a bit more ambience. So instead of, we could do like two wooden shelves. Maybe that would actually look better. Yeah, like like sometimes I will have one idea and then like another one will come. But I will leave this one because we will have actually loads of wood here. So I will just leave this one and maybe it will work out fine. But I will definitely add some light. So let me go with the LED strip light, and I will add them for, again, warm, and I will just add them for under the cabinets, under the shelves, sorry. They can be like, half and half, or we can just simply resize them if we want them to be just a bit smaller. Just to make sure that none of the lights is sticking out anywhere else. And now we will clone it and we can put it under the other shelf. I think it will look nice and it will give us that extra ambience in the bar area. Okay, so we have this one here. And now we will go on the sides here and we will arrange our storage for the wine bottles. So I have something like this one here that I would like to use, this one. So these they will be like my main storage. Just let me put it against the wall. And as you can see, we already have some wine bottles. So, I think you should be fine and don't have to like, add more. So that will save you a bit of time as well. Now we can do. And we won't be resizing it just to like, don't play with the size of the bottles. So we'll just leave it like that. And of course, we can clone it and add as many units as we need. Okay, I have my object snapping on, but I can't see that it's snapping on. So I'll just do it like that. Yeah, okay, so we just clone them. and you can put as many as you want. And now for the upper part, I think I will go with something like this one, and I can actually resize it. So first I will put it on the floor because that's not a wall cabinet, that's just a floor storage. So free movement, and we can bring it up. So it sits on top of our cabinets. We will give it the same depth. So nothing is sticking out. And now we will just simply resize it. So resize tool, and we can go all the way to the ceiling. If you don't want to, you can leave the space empty there and put like, you know, like some kind of barrels, or maybe like, you know, some like a different wine bottles on display, just like, you know, standing ones. But that's just the idea that I had. So I'll just go with that. Now I will do the same. I don't know what happened here. Okay, we're here again. I'll just resize it so it will be the same width as my cabinet. So just double check the width, 0.85, 0.85. And now again, clone tool. And we can simply put it here. And another one. Oh, come on. Okay, and now we can actually use the same material that we have on the other ones and use it on these cabinets. I can see that they are a bit too low, so just let me resize them. Okay, and now like I would like to use the same ones on my other wall. So what I will do, I will just simply group them first. So to group them, we if you're using Apple, like a MacBook or any other product, you click on Command. Otherwise, you click on Control. You have it pressed, and you just add in different, you know, all the different items. And now in the top center of your screen, we have Group Products. So we have them grouped. And now I will click on Clone, and I will simply put it on this wall here, so I don't have to redo it again. And being honest, you could do that with one and then clone it, but I was just like, you know, doing it the normal way, just to, you know, show you, but that's actually way easier way. Again, texture material, we will put the same one on these ones here because we want to, you know, everything to be nice and matchy. I will just leave this wall rack as it is. So now we can actually put another one on this side here. And we can do another one on this side here. And now we will create like a lovely corner with some armchairs and a coffee and like, you know, like a wine table. But first we will put some items inside of our shelves here and also on the top. So on the render, it looks nice and realistic, and like, it actually looks like we're using the space. So let's go to my shortlist again. So we can, for example, do, something like that, or what, like, display bottle. We can also put few of them on our shelves. Okay, this one is like a reindeer style. So maybe not. I don't like it, so I won't use it. But we can put some bottles, and then we can search for like tray maybe with glasses and something like that, to just to put something more on our top, like on the top of the bar. So you can drop a few bottles and then you can multiply them if you want to. So like we have a few of them, for example, standing next to each other. So basically what I always do, I will drop one and then I will of course use the clone tool. So you can use something like that. For example, then like, give it a different texture if we want to. And also we can put some, like a few bottles on our shelves here. So when you put in bottles on the shelves, then always make sure that you're like, that you're actually that you can see the surface of the shelf. Then of course it's way easier. Just a few more to, of course, have the idea of like, what I'm doing. Okay, now for the shelves here, we'll double click and we will try to fit maybe some wine glasses there. Also, I don't know if our shelves are high enough, but they should be. So we'll see. Yeah, perfect. We can resize it just a bit. Put it a bit in, and again, clone it and just add few. And now we can put some wine bottles, and we can also put them like not only standing, but we can, lie them down. So go with the free movement, and now we can rotate them this way if you want to, see the paper, the label, sorry, and we can go inside. And again, when you will clone it, then sometimes when you want to drop it, it should go the same way. It sometimes works for me, sometimes it doesn't. It would be actually nice. Oh, come on. So we can like, play a bit and put few of them next to each other and fill our cabinet. You can add more glasses, like, you can add whatever you want there. Also, even like, some maybe books, like, like a wine related or something like that. So we can fill the cabinet with the bottles. So it will look way more realistic that we actually using the space. And now we will create the corner with armchairs, and we will find like a table for in between. So let me go to my short list. Let's say that I will use this one here. And now some side table. And we'll also add light. So we can choose like a nice side table. I want to go with something round. So it'll just make more sense in between the armchairs. We'll just try to find something that matches the space. Maybe we can go with this one here. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe just this one. I won't be like, wasting time now to find something different. We'll resize it because this one is quite big. Okay, and now we can put like a wine bottle on top and 2 wine glasses. Perfect. And now we will add a light on the top. So for that, I will go to 2D, and I have my actually the square footage here, square meterage here, and that's a perfect spot for my light. So even if I will go to slim plan mode, I can still see that, and that's where I will put my ceiling light. I have either this one that looks more industrial, but I think that will be a bit too industrial. So I think I will go with this one. I also like this one, but I feel like this one might be a bit too big and a bit too like a castle style for this space. So we will just leave this one. Hopefully it will be fine. Okay, now we can switch back to 3D. We'll see the light. Okay, I would like different one, but I won't be looking for for it now. But I was thinking more like this one, but more like a cage style. So yeah, this one looks a bit different to the image. But like, we will just leave this one for now, and we will copy the black texture and apply it on the lamp just to have some matchy materials here. Okay, so we have our space. We can now add lights for these shelves here. Also, we can put more wine bottles on our shelves here. Again, that will take a while, but for example, you could do one like one full shelf and then use the copy tool and like simply copy them, and you should be fine as well, like because like all the bottles, they look identical. So yeah, so that wouldn't be a problem. So you could do that. So just fill one in and then use the copy tool. But we can use these lights. So again, I will use the clone tool, and now we can paste them, let's say somewhere here, resize tool, and you can resize them through the full cabinet straight away. Oh, come on. We want the light and resized. Okay, so we have it from one side. And then this side also.
Magda, how does the light know to be in the back of that cabinet?
I think it actually attached maybe to the wall, but it is quite deep, so like so you can still see it. But sometimes it will just snap within the cabinet. So like if you will be doing, for example, like a walk-in wardrobe or something like that, it will just snap within the your cabinet. The same with wine bottles. If you will put them on the shelf, they will go on the shelf, like they won't go on the floor. So I think it just like reads it as a surface that it can stick to. That would be my explanation. Oh, of course, like when I start to design in a space, sometimes I do everything like from scratch. But like being honest, you could do one wall first and then just simply clone it and paste it on the other. So like with all the lights, with all the wine bottles, with everything, like so um that will take you way less time that it took me. So yeah, just let me bring that light lower just a bit. Now I'll bring this cabinet here, and we can bring that up again. We can do the lights under each cabinet if we want, but I actually don't think if that's necessary. But like you can put as many lights as you want. I don't know why they're not matching in height. Something happened here. Oh, okay. Now we have them. Oh, Sheila created like a wine bar that looks very nice. Did you do the
But
render? Yes.
I did, but the question I have is like on that, all of the little cubbies you see um, are individual. Like I had to go on the create new tool, but the question is, on some of the wine bottles, how it has the indentation, like it's a four-sided square box, but at the bottom it has like a little notch where the wine bottle sets in.
Yeah.
How do you create something? Because I didn't see it on in the catalog. How do you create like something like that, like a cube where it has the opening notch? Like how do you take out the bottom
Like something
shell?
like this one here, the X style, or the ones that like that you have for like a line bottles.
Well, if you can imagine, well, it's if you just imagine a cube, but then at the bottom, it's notched out where
Yeah, for like a
the,
bottle shape.
yeah, for the bottle shape. Would you have
Um,
to, because I'm having to create it like in that, on that back wall for like a
uh,
100 bottles. And I couldn't
is
figure
it
out an
something like
easier
this one
way.
here?
Nope, it's not like that. It's where it's open at the bottom. Um,
It's fully opened at the bottom.
No, just enough to rest. Let's say it's not, like a average wine bottle is like 4 inches. So in the middle, it's notched out maybe an inch where the bottle would kind of cradle inside. And it's going on that
Okay.
back wall. And each one has to have a notch. And I was just trying to figure out an easy way to do that.
And did you try to do that with the create new product tool and with the arc tool? And then
No.
like let me try because like I'm not sure if I understand correctly, but like let's say that we have um so let's say that we have create new product tool, create yourself, rectangle, and we have a shelf. So it's the shelf the shelf is on the floor or it
No,
doesn't
it's on the
matter. It's just a
ceiling.
wall shelf.
It's on that back wall.
And is it like a throughout the full wall?
So I need it for like each individual bottle is going to rest inside of a cube.
Okay. And is it so it's like a one cube for each bottle?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that that like it is doable, and I think like I would start with like a smaller part and then just use the copy tool. So let's say that we go back and we will just create like a smaller shelf, and then we will multiply it and we'll see if that works. So let's say that we have something like that. And now, like, do you let's say how many compartments do you have in here? Can it be like
Let's
one and then just have like the notch in a bottom, or
well, like if you take that right there, like, I would maybe have 4 bottles in there that are kind of, I guess you would like maybe offset it
yes, yeah.
and
First,
do
I will offset
cubes.
it,
And then within
and
that, I
then
have to have other cubes inside of it.
okay. So you need like more cubes.
Yeah. Or I guess if we started with that one, if you started with that one and you made it smaller, and that would be the first cube, but you see on the bottom, it needs to be notched out so that the wine bottle, that would represent one wine bottle and it needs to be notched out at the bottom.
Okay,
How
so
do you
just
notch it
size
out?
it first. So let's say that we will have like a small, really small cube for for like a one wine bottle, and
Mhm.
then we'll go to modify, and it needs to be notched out, like for example here, or
Where that whole space is notched out, it's not just notched out where it rests in there, but the entire space is taken out. Like
do you have an image
it's
of it, so like so I'm sure how that looks, because I can't I'm just like I'm just not sure if I know
Well,
exactly.
if you see, like, you see that whole square there on the bottom, just take out a whole inch of it in the middle, where it's open in the middle. You can just notch out
Here.
that whole, yeah, all the way through.
But does it have to be like a rounded or?
No, it can be square, just squared out, notched. And I couldn't figure out how you square out the notch where you have an opening at the bottom.
Okay. I'm still not sure if I like, if I,
Oh, that's it. That's how you, okay. And then you cut it out. You
yes. And then like,
push and
like
pull.
that's the
Well,
only
now
thing
you push and pull to
think
take it
of.
out. No,
And
don't put the
now,
line there. Don't put the line there. Take that out. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and now the push and
Take out
pull,
the
I
bottom
will,
space too.
this one as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay.
that's how to do it. Okay.
Yeah. So like, that's how I would do it. And like, you can take it out the whole way and then
Mm-hmm.
simply put the bottle in or whatever, and then just multiply them by cloning them.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be like, the best. And then like, you can even put like a five next to each other, group them again, and
Mm-hmm.
then clone them. So like, it will take less time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you
Thank
can
you.
either use the rectangle tool or you can use the pen tool. Like if you sometimes need to notch out like a weird even shape, like a triangular or whatever, you can draw that with the pen tool. As well, like, if you, for example, if you would, instead of this, you would have like a triangular shape here. Then like,
Mm-hmm.
you can do triangle with the pen tool, and then you can remove it with the push and pull.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No worries. Okay, we're out of time. Hopefully, this session was helpful in like, in any way. It was a bit different than we did, but maybe you enjoyed how I was creating it. Just let me quickly try and do the render, and we'll see how that looks. I will just put this light on this side here as well. Come on, where are you?
Magda, I have some quick questions,
Yeah.
quick answers. Um, for the back cabinet under the arch, are all cabinets able to just slide objects in like bottles, glasses, or are,
Yes, usually yes. If you have a closed cabinet with the glass, then you just have to zoom in so you're actually inside of the cabinet. But you should
Okay.
be able to put stuff inside. And because like I was doing that with multiple cabinets and I never had a problem with that. It's just like, sometimes you just have to really zoom in and go to the inside of, of the cabinet, but
Okay.
you should
And
be
the
able to do it.
Okay, my next question is the arch wall. You pushed it forward just to get the LED light behind it, right?
Yes.
So right now it is pushed forward.
No, now it is resting against the wall again.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yes. I just like, I created with the offset, I created a space for um for the, the space where we put the light material.
Yeah.
And I put it against the wall again, so it's resting against the wall, and we will just have a light coming, like, just from behind it. Like hopefully the preview will be done fast, or I can even take and do like a 2K and see if that won't be faster, just to like, see how that looks with the lights.
And with the metal rack to put a light in it, um, do you have to move the rack forward to get the lights there, or will it just automatically attach underneath
It attached underneath.
like a wood
Yeah.
shelf? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Thank
So
you.
when I zoomed in and I dropped the light, it actually attached, like, whatever the shelf was. So like you can see the let me just, I can zoom in more. But as you can see, we have like a really nice ambience here, and the texture looks nice as well. So yeah, so we have our cellar ready. Yeah, no, just try like, with the lights, but usually they just snap on their under your like, shelves. Like, let's go to this one, for example. Just go and like, zoom in. And now we will go with the LED stripe light. As you can see, it will just like, go at the back of the cabinet straight away. You can just like, it can be a bit lower. So we have the render here. Just let me share. Mm. It's not this one. Just let me go back. Okay, just let me share this one. Okay, so that's the render that that's just 2K, but you can see like that we have the light there. Like I would put this light, for example, a bit higher up, so it's like not so strong, or we'll go with warmer light. Yeah, because I think I like this ambience a bit better. So like this one is a bit too strong for me as well. And as you can see, these shelves, they're more like a glass one. So if you would rather to put like a wooden texture on them, then you're free to do so. And that might, look nicer again. So yeah, that's why you see, like, that's why we have previews there. They're quite useful. Okay, do we have any more questions? Because we're out of time. Bosco, thank you, Magda. Have a great weekend. Yeah, you too, guys. Thanks so much for being here. And we'll see you next week.